Welcome to the Modern Music Solutions YouTube channel. I'm Jeremiah, and today I want to go over using sublift on snare drums. So we've all seen like sublift used on like bass and synths and kick, and it's awesome there, but I think it's really cool for snare drum here. This is like my basic mix going on here. Let me go to a part that's not just toms. I think that snare sounds really cool. I think a big part of it is sublift really kind of helping it there. And the snare drum is just Modern Massive 2. It's the default snare drum, and then one of the one-shots in there, I have no clue what it actually is. The pocket one-shot in here. And those together just make this sound. So I have a little bit of Transify, just adding some more like top end attack, EQ, just doing a high pass at 130, and then sublift, and then Saturn just kind of knocking off some of like the harsh attack that Transify added. But without sublift, here's how it sounds. So it sounds fine. It's a little bit thin and there's not a lot of low end to the hit there, but with sublift, it really changes it. So that to me is a huge difference, and you can even take it further, but I want to show you how I'm using it. I'm actually gonna put it back to defaults and we can go over how I dial this in. Sublift just loaded up here, and then I throw on delta mode so I can find what frequency I'm trying to boost. And so I'm going to raise the intensity so I can see what it's going to add here. And there's two modes, sub and lift. I feel for more percussive stuff like kick drums or like transient heavy stuff, the sub mode is better. And then if you have like bass guitars or synth, lift usually sounds a bit better. So let's try the sub mode here. All right, so I'm at 42 hertz. There's not a ton down there. I'm getting a little bit of extra like punch to it, but I want to find like where the fundamental is and not try to boost too much ring. So let's just sweep up until we find that range. All right, so right at 220, we started getting a lot more ring and a lot less punch, so it's a little bit below 220. All right, so there I feel like we're getting a lot of punch and we're getting some more ring, but I can go in before and like EQ out the ring if it gets too much. I'm gonna turn off delta mode and we'll turn down the intensity and we'll just slowly raise it, listening to the snare and solo for now, and see what a good amount of punch to add sounds like. That to me sounds like it's adding a ton of punch there. It's not a ton of ring. I might go back in before this and EQ out some of this ring. I also want to listen to this in context, and I could boost it way up and get like a really tubby snare, or I could leave it where it's at, where it sounds pretty thick but not crazy. Let's hear just the drums. could hear right without it, it sounds so thin in comparison. I think the sweet spot for this kind of mix is like 30 to 40-ish. So I'm just going to put it like right at 38. I think that sounds great for this. I urge you to experiment with using sublift on snare drums or toms or anything that is really percussive, because it sounds a lot cooler to me than just boosting 200 hertz, where like it kind of shapes the attack a little bit better and you have like a dial instead of trying to do EQ moves. And it's just so much more musical to me that way. Hope this gives you some ideas for mixing snare drums. Happy mixing.